Hey guys, Dave from tehkseven here. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the iPod 4G and the new G2 from T-Mobile coming out. It's like the granddaddy of all Android phones, the G1. And finally, they're coming out with the G2. But I'm a little disappointed in the device. And I'll tell you why, but that's later in the show. So pretty much, I'm totally unscripted this show, but a lot of you guys said you like me unscripted. So, oh my god, Vicky, there's new iPod Touches. I'm going to do the show unscripted. Because we pretty much covered Apple in my last video last week, I'm just going to touch up on a couple of things about it. We were all really happy that, the iPod Touch has the front-facing camera and the back-facing camera, has the retina display, has the A4 processor, This iPod Touch is pretty much the iPhone 4. And one really cool part is that they made the 8 gig the 4th generation also, because in last year's model, or the last model before this, the 8 gig was actually still the 2nd gen model instead of the 3rd gen with the better processor and stuff like that. The awesome part is that they made the new iPod Touches with the A4 processor. Now, we don't exactly know what the processor speed is, but most likely it's pretty much between 800 megahertz and 1 gigahertz. The cool part about this processor is that it's so powerful and fast is that when you jailbreak your iPod Touch to run emulators, you're going to be able to play PlayStation emulators and Nintendo 64 emulators probably super smooth. So this is my iPod Touch right now. This is the 2nd gen and it's jailbroken. And I got my emulators on there. And this is an awesome device. This is the 2nd gen 16 gigabyte model. A lot of people bought this. And but the only thing is that this doesn't have a beastly enough processor to run the PS3. We all wish we had PS3 emulators, the PlayStation emulator and the Nintendo 64 emulator. So this is an awesome device, but these new iPod Touches will be able to play almost any emulator, most likely every emulator that comes out for it. Another awesome thing about this new iPod Touch is that a lot of YouTubers, like a couple of you guys out there, are coming up. You guys want to get a pretty good camera to film stuff, do a little editing and everything. But now you could honestly buy a $220 iPod Touch. You can have 720p footage on it. That's pretty good, especially if you're just starting off on YouTube. That's all you really need. And then on the device itself, you can have iMovie. So pretty much you don't even need to go try to get a Mac to get iMovie or Final Cut or whatever. You can just film your little videos on your iPod Touch, edit it on iMovie, and and upload it straight to YouTube. All for $220. Now that's gonna be crazy. You can't do that with a Flip Nano HD or any other camcorder. Now guys, don't call me a flip-flopper because yes, I do have an Android phone and I love my Android phone, but honestly, Apple is my, whatever this means. It's my core. What am I talking about? But anyways, let's move on to the G2. So the T-Mobile G1 is pretty much the granddaddy of all Android phones. It started it all. And at the time, the G1 was a good phone to get. It had a full keyboard, capacitive touchscreen, a trackball. When I heard that they were coming out with the G2, I was thinking, Arnold Schwarzenegger, back in action. However, that's not so much the picture. Now, this is kind of where the rant comes in, but it's not a big one. It's just, honestly, I'm kind of disappointed in one key thing. Because it is the G2, and it's, the successor to the G1, you expect that the G2 is going to come out with the best specs, have the best camera, have the best everything, because it's the original Android phone. So yes, it does have a 5 megapixel camera. It can shoot in 720p. It's a 3.7 inch touchscreen, capacitive. Should be running 2.2 Froyo. The thing that gets me, and this gets me a lot, is that it has an 800 megahertz Snapdragon. Dad, I know the food's on the table! That's my daddy. It's because it has an 800 megahertz processor, and it's the Snapdragon. The Snapdragon is actually the slowest of the processors. The Hummingbird and the OMAP processors are faster than the Snapdragon. So it's getting an 800 megahertz Snapdragon. There's probably no separate dedicated GPU. Being the G2, you expect it to come out with like a 1.5 gigahertz, 12 megapixel camera, shooting 1080p, 4.5 inch screen, can transform into a little robot to keep you company. Cool stuff. But no, it has an 800 megahertz processor, 5 megapixel camera. I don't know, it just feels like it's lacking in some parts. And guys, remember, if you want some sick headphones, just check out my last video, and at the very end there's a giveaway. But if you guys don't want headphones, why wouldn't you want headphones? But guys, if you really don't like headphones, don't worry, I got tons of more stuff to give away on this channel and my personal channel. So go ahead, check out my Afro Pin Kit channel if you haven't yet. Stay tuned for Wilson Tech on Tuesday and check out his channel. He has awesome stuff too. Oh guys, remember, if you want my PlayStation name, message me on my Afro Pin Kit channel. So just message me on that and I'll try to get to you, and we're going to be playing some MW2. We're going to be playing some Tekken. We're going to be playing some Soul Calibur. We're going to be playing some Little Big Planet. I love Little Big Planet. Anyways guys, it's getting late. I'll see you guys later.